Okay, so today's watch is the Movado Bold Fusion Chronograph White and Gold Edition, model number 3600893. Now, this is a very pretty watch. It is also a chronograph, which makes absolutely no sense. It is a very large watch, so it's a big boy chronograph. So it's really just a style piece, which of course it's Movado, so we know it's a style piece. You've got the classic Movado museum dial iconography at the very top with that circle, and then it's been built into the rest of this watch with these kind of shiny, almost reflexive, I'm sure someone else knows the term, of each of the complication dials. The chronograph works great. This is a quartz chronograph, so the movement is Swiss quartz, not officially documented or released, but most likely this is an ETA 251272 or an ISA 8171 or 8172. I don't know which. But I'm not necessarily here to talk about the specs. I do share them because, maybe someone would find that interesting, or maybe I'll find it interesting if I watch these back. But so let's round out the specs here, and then I'll talk about why I like this watch. This wasn't a gift. This was a watch I bought as a grouped set, but my wife picked this watch out. So, and I've come to love it more and more because, again, if you've seen any of my videos, I live on a farm. I worked in manufacturing to a degree, and while my business did sell style and organization, I rarely dressed in a way that this watch would fit. Or I didn't choose to pull this watch out. And I do find myself more interested in that if we're going out or doing anything. And I like to take this for travel, for some dinner nights. I tend to wear white or black nowadays, so this goes great with the white kind of aesthetic. And I don't mind the gold plated, and this is a ceramic bezel. So again, with the specs, this is 5 bar, 50 meters. We're not swimming in this thing. Silicone bracelet, gold plated on the perimeter, gold colored hands, as well as these little indices around the perimeter and the circle around the sundial or the museum dial. So it really has some beautiful light capture and light bounce back. As well as the pushers in the crown being in that same gold plated, and the buckle as well. This is a silicone, which I absolutely love the feel of a silicone strap. So big fan of that. Dimensions, so it's big, 44, 46 plus with the crown. So this is a 44. This is huge on your wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist. It looks great on me because I like bigger looking watches. Might not be to your taste. Thickness 11.3, so it's not that thick. So especially because of the size of the dial, the case size, and that full kind of bezel out to the edge of the case. The thickness at 11.3 isn't thick at all. It doesn't look thick. It looks nice and flush on the wrist. K1 mineral, so it's not sapphire. K1 is Movado's proprietary mineral. I learned a little bit about. So I've never had any issues with this scratching, and I don't really expect to. I'm not beating this watch up. This is more of a special case wear watch, of which I have very few, and that's a purposeful thing. I don't want to own watches I won't wear or I'll only wear for special occasions. I do have a few. They're either something like this, where it's just an aesthetic that doesn't really go with my day-to-day, or it's something my wife gave me, which I will make a video about. We have very different tastes in style. She has given me watches that are the equivalent of an Affliction t-shirt. And so, I will wear them with her, or I'll even wear them to like a costume party or something more where that aesthetic makes more sense. Okay, so the strap, as I said, white silicone, ceramic, and the gold buckle. Weight's about 100 grams, roughly. That's the listed weight. I didn't throw it on my scale because I actually sketched this up while traveling. I'm back home now. But it's hefty. I'd probably say that's more closer to 120 with the way it feels in my hand. But the personal notes, I You know, I got this watch because my wife liked it. So I got this with a Sea Star and a Citizen Pro diver in Jamaica as part of a deal getting jewelry for my wife. And she liked the look of this watch. So she picked it out. I took it home. I threw it in the safe. Um, I didn't know what the value was. And Movado charges a lot for their watches, even though the movement and quality and all that can be suspect. This is a very beautiful watch, a very nice watch. And so I pulled it out to wear it maybe a few times, and now it's just with all my other watches. But I've grown to like this more and more. And interestingly enough, people crapping on Movado when I first started getting into watches made me question, Movado must be a bad company. Why do I own these two Movados, but I don't wear them, so I guess I'm not going to wear them, and that's a thing. And yeah, I came to realize quickly how absurd that was. Being elitist about how watches are made or anything like that, if that's your thing, good for you. It's not my thing. But at the end of the day, Movado has a beautiful art history. Are you overpaying for a watch? Sure. That's a reasonable stance. Movado's specs versus their price, you're paying for the brand name, and they may be getting worse over time. Totally fair stance. But if you're just going to say, oh my God, that's a Movado, why are you wearing a Movado? That's a crap watch. Maybe keep those thoughts to yourself. That's the quiet stuff you should just say in your head and not say to somebody wearing a Movado, because maybe somebody has a piece like this that they really love and think is beautiful, and maybe it was a gift, or maybe it's something their wife picked out. Either way, if you like Movado, enjoy your Movado, because you can't argue with the history of this watch. So there's a little impact in psychology where if somebody treats you negative and then treats you nice, you like them better. Movado, the experience is that. So people crapping on Movado made me look at them closer and decide if I like them. And I think it actually impacted my brain enough that I like these watches more because I heard people crapping on Movado in general. So there you go. That's today's appreciation watch. Love it or hate it. I love it. I hope you're appreciating your watches. I'm certainly going to appreciate this one when I get dressed up and wear it. Take care.